My team has this, let me call it a behavior, because we are simply talking about behavior. Hawa ni watu ambao they see, they think, and then they say it. Does that make any sense? They will see it, they think about it, and then now they are gonna table it and be like, okay guys, what I'm thinking is, how about... Hey guys, welcome back to Murugi Radio, the home of good vibes, good energy, optimism, all the way up. Honey, tell me it's ready without telling me it's round. I am having so much energy today because guess who turned 21? I know you guys know it's me. Yeah, it's me. Thank you. Yeah, a girl just turned 21, and I have to say, and I must admit the fact that turning 21 years old is an amazing thing for me personally, because maisha ni magumu. Yeah. So we are coming up nicely, and we are, let me say, moving on swiftly on to the next chapter, because we are already living our 22nd year now. Oh my goodness. Enyewe nazeeka. I am already, how many days into my 21st? February. Like 4 or 5 days, yeah, which is very much okay. So today I want us to have an amazing conversation in regard to something that most of us might be wondering. Why do you do what you do? Why do you do what you do? Why does Murugi do what she does? And when I say that, I don't really mean when it comes to work or when it comes to what I do on a normal and daily basis, but it's how I do those things. So we are here to basically talk about behavior. Let us talk about character. Let us talk about what makes you you, because I believe that if there is one thing that defines us as people, is our personalities and our characters. We might be put in a room together, but the way you will respond to darkness is not the same way I'll respond to darkness. There are people that cannot stand darkness at all, and there are people who are very much comfortable in dark rooms, which is very much okay. And so I need us to understand, because I remember when I was in school doing my HR yeah, doing my HR, there were 3 theories that we were taught, and there was this one that stood out for me, and that theory basically explained how watu kwa kampuni wana behave when they are locked in a room. Like, mmepewa kitu fulani, like, as in, you being locked up somewhere, like, people will respond to that differently. So, what is behavior? Behavior is how you act, how you behave in a certain given situation. For example, there is one thing that actually bothers me every single time nikiwa kwa mat. Kuna kitu moja huwa inanisumbua. I don't know if you guys have been to the highway and then you see someone crossing kwa barabara kwa highway. Nini iko pale inaitwa J flyover. Iko tu like it's like 5 minutes or 2 minutes walk for you to get the flyover, but this person is willing to risk crossing tu wakati ambapo ma BMW, ma Mercedes, ma Range Rover zinapita tu ya ajali. That is something that actually bothers me a lot, and I really like to understand, like, why do people do what they do? Why you know, I understand hakuna manual ya life na hakuna a certain way that things are actually supposed to happen, because we have grown up in different backgrounds. We've experienced different things, which is very much okay, because I believe and I know that kila mtu kukua vile yako at this point ni most of the things are in regard to how you grew up, the kind of family setup you are brought up in. Because let me talk about the Gen Zs specifically. The Gen Zs have come to a point where they are actually deciding that, you know what, we are going to change this norm. We are not going to be beating up our children. Sai mtoi anasiwa, mtoi anakosea, but nile, mami, don't do this again. Anaelezewa mbona amekosea 1, 2, 3. But when I remember when I was growing up, sisi ulikuwa unapigwa na unafukuzwa. Unaambiwa ukisikia kulala nje we lala nje, you know? These are things that have for some people it was not really of course it was not like a good ride for some people. For some people it actually cost so much. Things like trauma, etc. And these are things that we're definitely gonna come up and talk about at some point, because I believe that we as human beings are here to grow. We are here to bring in that difference that we actually want to see. Because they're saying that change, you want to change the whole world. Honey, you cannot change the whole world, because change has to start with you. For you to change the whole world, which is not possible to do alone, it needs to start from within you. So that is why I am so in love with Generation Z, because wameamua, we are not going to, we need to change these things that we think are actually normal. Because things like mental health issues have also been a thing that are regarded to be an outcast in society. But right now, luckily, in a way or another, they are actually conversations in the outside world. So there are different types of behavior. Let us now get back to behavior. The 4 types of behavior include visual behavior. Visual behavior includes physical actions and non-verbal actions. Physical actions are in what I do. What do you do? Physical action, like for example, I've given you a good example with people that unaona flyover iko pale, iko like 2 minutes away from where you're crossing, but you're willing to risk it to just vuka tu barabara. Wewe hujali kugongwa na gari. Wewe hujali. You just don't care. Like you are, I don't really know if it's not caring or people just want to risk it, ama we are just lazy. It might be between the two. I don't know. Non-verbal actions are how I do it. How you do it is how you sit, how you present yourself in front of people. Like for example, I like talking with my hands. You'll never find me at inongea mimi nimeke. I want to talk with my hands because that is what makes me feel comfortable. So these are things that actually we as human beings have. You are either doing something or actually saying something. It is between the two. Personally, right now, I think I am doing both. That is a behavior. That is something that we cannot really do anything about, because behavior, by the way, behavior ni kitu tu inakujanga naturally from absolutely nowhere. So the other type of behavior is auditory behavior, language. For example, what do you say? For example, I hear you say, I'll definitely call you tomorrow. Umesikia na masikio yako. The other one is vocal delivery. That is how you say it. How you say whatever you said that. Like for example, saying I'll definitely call you tomorrow. There is so much emphasis on definitely. So the other thing on behavior, let me say all of them and then I'll just give a brief on it. For behavioral, we have things like the way you talk, especially in front of people. There is so much weight in how you present yourself as a person. I must admit that kuna vile makanga akikuulizia unashukia wapi, kuna mwenye utajibu vizuri, but kuna ule tu utakuwa like, bro, si nimekushow nikipanda mat. Like for example, guys, let me tell you, makanga will be the end of me. Makanga will be the end of me. Leo nimepanda mat. When I was coming to this location, nimepanda mat. Nimepanda mat from a distance compared to where I usually board the matatu. So when I boarded the matatu, I asked this donda, how much is transport to where I'm going? And then this guy told me it's 30 shillings. And I was like, nimeweza kulipa 50 bob, leo nalipa 30. Bahati ni yangu. See why? Tumefika Roysambu, watu wameshuka, alafu niko like, ananiambia ati, sisi ulisema unashukia wapi? Nikasema hiyo location. Alafu ananiambia ati, lakini hiyo location, transport ni 50. Niko like, bro, nikipanda mat, nilikushow, nilisema kwenye naenda na nikakuuliza transport. So I was in my head, okay, I have been thinking about it until now I said it. And I have been wondering what has been going on in his mind. Is it the way I was dressed? Is it the way I look? Like, nimefikiria tu vitu mingi. Why? Zambona, amefikiria anichange transport out of the blues. Also, in regard to the same thing, ya donda, like, napenda kufanya examples na donda, juu most of us, bado hatujanza yeah. But if you're blessed are you. You're so lucky. It is in how you say things. Like for example, I have friends. I say that I relate with so many people every now and then, and there is so much weight in how you will portray a message. Like for example, you might be talking to someone and just having like a genuine conversation. It is the way you bring in that conversation that actually matters. Like for example, you cannot, let me speak to the ladies. Let me speak to the ladies. Tell me why you are in a matatu and then one dem ameketi mbele yako, maybe the button ya dress ama skirt ama zip imefunguka. Tell me why you're going to tap the next person that is seated right next to you and laugh about it. Tell me why. I feel like at this particular time, I feel like we should be the people that change these kind of behaviors that are not conducive and are not welcoming to most of us and to all of us. I understand that hakuna siku ambayo itafika that we can actually accommodate everyone. I completely understand that. But how about we focus on accommodating the little that we can? Can we normalize supporting each other and raising one another's spirit in every single aspect? Whether it's the way we portray a message, whether it's the way we see things, whether it's the way that we actually want to hear that thing. You understand me? Like there is so much weight in all of these kind of behaviors. The way you see things and the way you actually present them to people. Like for example, I like what my team does. My team has this, let me call it a behavior because we are simply talking about behavior. Hawa ni watu ambao they see, they think, and then they say it. Does that make any sense? They will see it, they think about it, and then now they are gonna table it and be like, okay guys, what I'm thinking is, how about we do A, B, C, and D? Which is very much okay because I understand, like I said, like as we were beginning, I said that behaviors are mostly influenced by maybe the way you grew up, maybe where you were actually brought up. But I believe that there is always an opportunity for you to bring change in some of these behaviors. They say that a behavior is formed within 3 weeks, that is 21 days. So you can easily tame yourself. To avoid behaving like a monkey in the forest and become a noble human being. Because there is also something else that bothers me a lot. I am sorry that I am ranting to you guys, but also kuna mtu ukipatana naye kwa matatu, yeye kukwambia usonge, amekuja kama extra. But vile atakwambia usonge just makes you feel like it's not okay. Like, mbona unaniambianisha hivyo? First of all, wewe umekuja kama extra, hujangojea gari next. I have been seated here for like the longest time waiting for this matatu ijae. So, I think there is so much weight in how we portray things, how we say things, how we put things out there. So yeah, you might be asking, what are some of these things that actually influence behavior, or rather, behavioral change? Like, ni vitu gani hizo zinafanyanga mtu ana behave vile ana behave? Like, ukiona mtu akivuka, like mimi bidhiwa watu huwa wananikasirisha. Cause mbona umeacha flyover pale, like, you are literally taking yourself to the accident. Na bado utablame gari imekukanyaga. I think, why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing that? Or, the same, and yeah, PSV will be the end of me because, hey, jamani. You know what I'm talking about, because tell me why utengia kwa matatu kama extra na unaingia na rules zako. Anyway, so environment, exactly, behavior, environment. Personally, there is an episode I did some time back, way back, and now I told you guys I have a fear of kupanda matatu. Sai nimeimprove. I am doing very well. So what was really influencing my behavior at that particular time is the fear of, one, kuibiwa, because I am a victim of kuibiwa simu kwa matatu. Second, I think people just give me that anxiety. The fact that kwa kilangu niko like, if I wear something short sleeved like this, najua nitakuwa ni physical contact na mtu. Na siji kwenye mtu ametoka, you know? Vitu zingine ni kama, for example, ushaiketi na mtu kwa matatu, umevaa earphones, you just want your peace. And then someone comes and taps you and already anataka conversation. You are so tired from wherever you're coming from. I just don't want a conversation with you. That's why I have my earphones on. Anyway, guys, I am not trying to be a bad person. I am just saying what it is that used to make me feel that way, but now I am doing so well. My environment has influenced me positively to a point that I feel like matatus are kinda safer. Nimejua ku navigate life using matatus and buses. Yeah. Genetics ni mambo ya kifamilia. Kuna tabia tu zingine unasikianga hiyo ni bare yangania to my to the people that don't understand what I said, that is Chinese language. Like nika kusema familia kina nani na konga na tabia fulani. Like what example can I give? Like for example in our family like tuseme hiyo bare like ushago we are called the Njokes. Yeah, my grandfather anaitwa Njoke. Njoke ni bee. It's a bee kwa Kiswahili ni nyuki. So kwa familia yetu we are known to be, you see those people that are, yeah, you get me, like hawa watu wako, they are farm in every, because guys, you think I am a farm person, I am not until you've met my grandmother. The reason as to, I think they knew when they were calling them jokers, because the kind of character or rather behavior that is in my family, ami watu wezi chezea hivi hivi. There are people that are well known in the society, specifically my grandfather. Ni wale watu ambao you cannot just, it's a family you cannot just joke around with. Because if you joke around them, you might get yourself into some hot soup. The other thing that influences behavior is culture. Like for example, let me bring in the aspect of FGM, which is actually a major crisis and rather an epidemic in the country, because it's a thing that is actually happening. Culture influences how you behave. Because for example, a girl that knows akifikisha 10 years anaweza kuja aibiwe apelekwe mahali for FGM, ataishi in fear. So there are places and there are things that this girl will never do. There are people she will never talk to because she's living in the fear of what if huyu ni yeye atanipeleka. You remember when we were reading, was it called Blossoms? The Enkamuratani, akina Resian, akina Tayo. Like there was that fear of you knowing that at a particular point in time, you might you might be looking forward to something that might actually influence your future. Because for example, FGM si rahisi. For the girls, specifically when you're huko northern, wataishi na woga because you know, first of all, after FGM ama before, you might also get to be married off at a very young age. And these are things that will make these girls not be fully behave in certain ways and having fear. Also for the guys, in also cultures where men are supposed to behave a certain way, like a man is known to be the provider of the family, that man will never be emotional. That man will always want to do the best that he can. Anaweza kuwa na mapresha zake, ako depressed, but haizi ongeleshea anyone, simply because anajua mimi nikiongea, I am a man, I am not supposed to like speak up, which is actually a major problem, because that influences the behavior and character of this man in a manner that this man will not be able to speak up. He will not be able to even communicate to, maybe it will even bring in that distance yake kwa familia, because you're going through stuff, you cannot talk to anyone about it, simply because the culture has made men become the, yeah. The other thing is social learning. Social learning is a process where people learn from each other. Like it's me learning from you and you learning from me. That will influence behavior because there are places you will go. I remember there was this time I went for a conference at Upper Hill, ilikuwa Upper Hill. And this conference had people that I never knew I could sit in the same room with. Ilikuwa na watu wa health, our watu wa Ministry of Health. And let me tell you, your behavior changes immediately. Unafika kwa mlango unaambiwa, you will first start with the buffet, go serve your breakfast. After, bro, umeze unaenda kwanza unafika, unasikia njaa. Meeting ilianza saa 1 alafu mnakula masaa ya saa 7. But sasa huko unafika saa 1, unafika kama umeambiwa breakfast is there, go serve yourself. kuna chaya Sunday, that one is definitely going to influence your behavior, because yes, I was there to learn from them, and probably they also learned from me, and that will definitely influence my behavior in a manner that I know I am seated in between high profile people. I know I have to behave a certain, I know I have to sit like a lady, I have to cross my legs and what have you. But msi overthink hizo vitu. Personal experiences is actually something that I began with, saying that vitu ambazo watu hupitia huku nje, like your heart breaks. Yeah, najua mpendi your conversation, but your heart breaks. They will deeply influence. Let me say personally, I think I am one person that is heavily influenced by the things that are around me. And unfortunately, or fortunately rather, when life happens, you need to learn from it, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, you need to be that kind of a person where it's not like you're a perfect person. It's not like you're at 100%. Like I always say, life is a learning process. Every single day ukiamka, you need to learn. You have to learn. So personal experiences, nimesema, vitu kama heartbreak, vitu kama family stuff, your own personal stuff. Maybe for example, you are at 25 years old and you don't like have a specific place to get your income from. If you are a guy, by 25 years unajamia kwa akili yako, you're supposed to have moved out of your parents' house. There is just all that comes within a person, because your behavior will be influenced in a manner that you'll feel like, I am not even supposed to be relating with people. I'm just supposed to be self-isolated because my friends have already made it. Mimi nenda kuambia nini, ama nenda kukanda nikifanya nini. So yeah, basically behavior influences so much in our everyday life. Behavior will make you get up or sleep the whole day. Behavior will make you sit down and speak to people, or it will make you go to places and destroy everything. Behavior will also make you meet high profile people, of course, like people in MOH, or behavior will keep you away from those people like forever. Juu kama una tabia mzuri, kama sina tabia mzuri. You know, behavior, I need to say that behavior says a lot about you. I understand that kila wakati huwa tunasema, I don't care what people think about me, I don't care what people say about me, but honey, it counts, it matters. It matters. Like for example, people that are in the media spaces, people that are, let me give an example of someone like Victoria Rubadiri. She's a high profile human being and you people can see her out there. Like she's not dealing with stuff. Maybe she is, maybe she's not. I don't know. But when you see Victoria, you see a high profile media personality, right? So it is about how you, the way you kujibeba. That is basically it. That is basically it. Honey, your behavior says a lot about you. Your behavior says a lot about you. I remember when I was in campus, my first semester, my very first class that I attended, I don't even remember the name of that lecturer. Alikuwa anatufunza sijui kitu hesabu. And that lecturer alikujanga class, and that first session was about sisi kujuana, and akatuambia that we as girls, once we get into the university, tunakwanga na ile pressure ya you wanna have this, you wanna do this. Already unataka hadi kukua na kwako, unataka kuwa unavaa wigs za 25,000, na una kazi. Una kazi. So which is the other way of you getting money? You all know where you get that money from. I ain't gonna tell nobody. You all know, if you don't have a source of income and you're in campo, or you are just between after high school and before, should I say before marriage? Apo, in between that age, you all know where you get that money from. And alikuwa anatuambia that there is so much pressure in between where we end up losing ourselves, basically or mainly because you wanna fit in, you wanna have everybody else's behavior. And like I said earlier, as we were beginning this, I stated that behavior is something that makes you unique. We might be put in a room, we might be seated, the two of us, like right here, and me and you, tutangalia kamera different. Kuna mtu atashinda kicheka kwa kamera, juu anaona kamera, ako shy juu ya kamera. Kuna mtu akiona tu kamera hivi, content yote ina step. So, and yes, behavior can change. Behavior changes. And me having given you all those things that influence behavior is a clear indication that behavior will change. might change, will change. However frequent you want your behavior to change, your behavior is going to change. I remember looking back at me 3 years ago, like I said in the previous episode, me writing letters to myself. I have been evaluating myself, and I have been looking at myself like, yo, enyewe kuna tutabia umebadilisha. And I am so proud of that journey, because sometimes it's not really about perfection. It's not about the 100%. Most of the times you're focused on getting to that 100%, forgetting that before you get to 100%, there is 0. And no, there is 1% and 99%. We forget that there is that. And for you to add up to get to that 100%, you need to have gotten to the 1, to the 2, to the 3, all the way to the 100%. And you are doing well. You are doing well. But your behavior determines the kind of person you are. I won't lie to you, but your behavior will make you be judged. I understand. We don't want to be judged, but unfortunately, your behavior will make you be judged. The way you speak, the way you present yourself says a lot about you. Anyway, guys, I just want to thank everyone that has been listening to Murugi Radio. The family is growing and I am happy. I am so happy. A girl has never been happy. So guys, last week was my birthday and najua haukuniletea present na ni sawa. I'm not even complaining. You know, the only thing I want you to do for me, just hit that subscribe button. That is all I need you to do. Just like and copy the link to this episode and the previous one and the other one and the other one. Just share it with your friends, because I am loving the feedback. Actually, a cousin of mine told me to shout them out. Nishaanza, hii kazi ya radio. Wameshaanza kuniambia ni wa shout out. So I am giving a shout out to my cousin, anaitwa Alan. He's a nursing student. So Alan, wherever you are, I'm wishing you the very best in school. Keep doing what you're doing. I see you, and I am happy that you have been. I'm a reference watu wengi sana kusikiza Murugi Radio. I'm influence watu. So guys, influence those people